Peace, yo. It's Firstborn. Another Dark Christ memoir. Hey, hey, hey. Um, y'all want to deal with the Gospels today, man. I've been building with my spiritual father a lot. I've been dealing with a fellow spiritual scientist and artist, and been seeing a lot of things happening lately. A lot of things coming together rapidly, man. Rapidly. I'm very excited about it because I'm starting to understand a lot of things. But I wanted to talk today about the Gospels because I've been dealing with the Gospels real strong lately, man, and just being able to see a lot of interwoven messages within it, a lot of interwoven understanding about the nature of the Gospels, you know. And what I was building with my spiritual father a couple of weeks ago, and I was telling him that I'm realizing, or that it is a truth to me, that the Gospels is only a book talking about the immense spiritual energies that are saturated within the internal universe of man. And the Gospels are only talking about how to move through these energies according to the Christ, which is the light and power of the image that we are made in, instead of moving through these immense and vast energies according to our own limited ego conditioned consciousness. So the Gospels is really about nothing but about how to manage and maneuver through spiritual entities. And when you look at the Gospels dealing with who Jesus was, what he was doing, who he was speaking to, where he was going, it's really only a reflection of the journey of the soul when we decide to align ourselves with divine will. And the story of Jesus teaches us and reveals to us how to deal with different obstacles, how to deal with different questions, how to deal with different states of consciousness, because you see different examples, like one where it says, and Jesus passed through the crowd without anyone being able to touch him. That's dealing with how in the journey we have to be able to go through the opinions and attitudes of the world around us without them shaping our direction in life. Or when Jesus speaks in the parable and says, if one's eye be single, will not the whole body be filled with light? Teaching us how to focus our intention and desires on receiving from the Creator so that our body, which is a reflection of the actions of our desires, can reflect that light. Or when he's dealing with healing the blind, he's dealing with forces that blind us from the awareness of who we are in our divine design. Or dealing with the demoniac, dealing with attitudes that sometimes take us over. So really the scriptures has nothing to do with looking for anything external. It has nothing to do with how you wash your hands, whether you do baptism in the Jordan River. It really doesn't even have anything to do with religion. Because I could honestly say today that if you're really dealing with the heart and essence of these gospels, it doesn't matter if you're Hindu, Buddhist, Jewish, or whatever. Because those are just outer, exterior, culturalistic, religious ways that we carry ourselves. But the Gospels point only to the internal energy that is within us and the journey of our soul from its birth, aligning with the Creator in a manger, to its expression through service and freeing ourselves from different enslavements, to the teaching, which is our expression of these energies properly, to creation, and to the crucifixion, which is the gradual and final death process of the egotistical force within us, which misuses the energies in us, all the way to the resurrection, which is the purification and bringing us back into oneness with our Creator. So the Gospels is about the energies. So when we deal with the Gospels more and more, and we allow the Christ, which is the light and power energies, to saturate us, then the world we see around us, the colors, the smells, the taste, the feelings, we begin to interrelate those things that we perceive as being outside of us as energy forces within us so that we can use them to reflect light back into creation, which is for mankind. There is no greater love than one that sacrificed his life for his brothers. That scripture is saying there's no greater love than one who can sacrifice their own selfish ambitions, their own selfish usage of the energy from their thoughts and ideas and desires, than for that person to let those things die and give up that life energy for others, which is what the Christ does. So the Gospels is just about energy, man, and about harnessing that energy through the crucifixion of the selfish force in us that misuses that energy and leaves us depleted and unfulfilled. So, whenever you look at that, look at the Gospels again for the first time and see every story as a part and parcel process of your spiritual journey coming to maturity of seeing that, as he was, so are we, and the grasp on the scriptures that say, and those who trust in me or trust in this same consciousness that the Creator is the source of all energies will do greater works than I. That is the time that we're in now. We are moving past the time of belief, just believing intellectually. We have moved now into the time of knowing. And knowing means to connect and to understand as a part and parcel of our body, as we understand our hands and feet. So it's beyond just believing intellectually. We are moving now into really taking the meat from the Gospels, which is to know, to connect, to be one. And when you know something, you can express it consciously. It's another Dark Christ memoir dealing with the Gospels, man. It's about the energy of who you are and clearing off the things that distract you from it and reconnecting to who you are through your relationship with yourself, your Creator, and the other emanations of yourself called humanity and other people around you. Peace.